It's often easy to think that, these big, life-changing stories only happen in the middle of big cities, right? Where all the action seems to be.
Yeah, under the bright lights.
Exactly. But sometimes the most powerful journeys start in really quiet, unexpected places, like the dusty lanes of Ullapalem village in Andhra Pradesh.
That name itself, Ullapalem, in the Prakasam district. It paints a picture, doesn't it? Somewhere quite remote, maybe not immediately associated with, like, high-flying ambition.
Totally. And yet that's where M Udaya Krishna Reddy comes from. I mean, just think about this trajectory for a second. He starts as a police constable, doing the everyday grind.
Right, a regular government job.
And then somehow he goes on to crack the civil services exam, one of the toughest exams in India. Maybe the world gets an all-India rank of 350. That's huge.
Landing him in the Indian Police Service, the IPS.
Right.
It's an incredible leap against pretty staggering odds, you'd have to say.
Absolutely. It's pure grit, isn't it? Real determination. So in this deep dive, we want to unpack that. What drove him? What obstacles did he actually face?
And what can we maybe learn from it? We've looked at various accounts, personal stories, news reports, trying to piece together this remarkable climb.
Yeah, consider this your shortcut to understanding the heart of Udaya Krishna's story.
Okay, so Ullapalem, Prakasam district, Andhra Pradesh. You mentioned remoteness, and poverty seems to have been a pretty significant factor there.
It really sets the stage, doesn't it? This wasn't a starting point with lots of advantages built in. Life was likely pretty tough, focused on basics.
Definitely not a place overflowing with opportunities, you imagine.
And right into that challenging world, Udaya Krishna faced immense personal hardship early on. He lost both his parents when he was young.
Wow. That's incredibly tough for any child. Losing both parents so young, it's hard to even fathom the impact.
How do you even find your footing after that? Well, it seems a lot of that stability came from his grandmother, Ramanama.
Ramanama. And she was a vegetable seller.
Yes, a vegetable seller. But the way her role is described, it's one of immense strength. She stepped up, raised him, and crucially, she really championed his education.
That's amazing. In that kind of environment, for her to prioritize school, that shows incredible foresight and, well, love, really. She wasn't just selling vegetables, she was investing everything in him.
It's a powerful point, isn't it? That foundational support. And it wasn't just her. There was also his uncle, Cody Reddy. He seems to have acted as a kind of life coach, providing guidance.
Ah, okay. So he had these key figures, Ramanama, the anchor, and Cody Reddy, perhaps the guide or mentor. That makes sense, especially without parents. That support network feels critical.
Definitely. You see how these seemingly individual achievements often have this, hidden scaffolding of support underneath?
Yeah.
Now, his schooling, it was in a Telugu medium government school. The description suggests, pretty basic facilities, not exactly cutting edge.
Right, but clearly the environment didn't hold him back intellectually. He was absorbing things, learning, despite the limitations.
And the Telugu medium aspect is interesting too, isn't it? In India, there's often such a huge emphasis on English medium education for getting ahead.
Exactly. His success kind of challenges that narrative, suggesting ambition and intellect aren't tied to just one language. It's a powerful counterpoint.
So let's jump forward. It's 2013. Udaya Krishna has his degree, and he joins the Andhra Pradesh police as a constable.
Okay, so entering the workforce.
Yeah.
Posted at Gudluru and Ramayapadnam Marine police stations, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And it's important to picture the reality of that job. It's probably not like the movies, Lots of routine, patrolling, paperwork.
absolutely. The day-to-day can be quite demanding, but also mundane in stretches, long hours, dealing with all sorts of situations.
But it sounds like even then, he wasn't just clocking in and out. He was observant, learning, maybe already thinking about something more.
That's the hint we get, that he was absorbing his surroundings, perhaps seeing the system from the inside.
Yeah. And there's a certain irony there, right? Someone enforcing the law, but simultaneously dreaming of rewriting his own future within or maybe even beyond that system.
Yeah, it's compelling. Being part of the machinery while aspiring to perhaps operate it at a higher level.
Then comes this moment, also in 2013, that seems to change everything. A public humiliation.
Ah, yes. This incident with the superior officer, the circle inspector.
In front of dozens of his colleagues, like 60 other policemen, the exact words exchanged, the specific details, they're a bit fuzzy in the accounts.
But the impact wasn't fuzzy at all.
No, not at all. Public humiliation, especially in a hierarchical structure like the police, it cuts deep. It's an attack on your dignity.
Absolutely. What was his reaction? Because that seems key.
Immediate and kind of breathtaking, really. He resigned.
Resigned, just like that.
That same day, walked away from a stable, secure government job. You have to understand, in the Indian context, how huge that is. Government jobs are prized for their security.
That is incredibly bold. Risky, even. To just quit on the spot. It tells you how deeply that humiliation must have affected him. It wasn't just a bad day, it was unbearable.
It sounds like it. And this incident, this painful experience, is explicitly pointed to as the catalyst, the thing that pushed him to aim for the UPSC civil services exam.
So he channeled that negative energy, that sting of humiliation, into this incredibly ambitious goal. That's quite a transformation of energy.
Instead of letting it crush him, he used it as fuel.
Which brings us to the UPSC exam itself. Just to give some context for anyone listening, this is widely seen as India's toughest exam.
Oh, absolutely. It's a marathon. 3 stages, prelims, mains, and then the interview. Hundreds of thousands of people apply every year.
Lakhs and lakhs of aspirants, yeah. All competing for a very small number of prestigious posts, IAS, IPS, IFS. The success rate is tiny, like fraction of a percent tiny.
And Udaya Krishna is heading into this massive challenge without the usual leg up. No fancy coaching classes, no wealthy family background to cushion him.
Right. He's relying on that core support. His grandmother, Ramanama, his uncle, Cody Reddy, and just sheer raw determination. It really highlights the power of individual will.
He had to be incredibly self-disciplined, resourceful.
Yeah. And the accounts mention him moving to Vijayawada, which is known as a hub for UPSC aspirants,
Oh,
right?
exactly. And you get this image of him like holed up in a small, rented room, just studying relentlessly. Total focus, immense sacrifice.
That takes incredible mental fortitude to isolate yourself like that and just dive into the vast syllabus.
And all the while, his grandmother and uncle are still there, providing that crucial backbone of support. You can't discount how important that emotional and maybe practical support must have been.
Absolutely essential, I'd imagine, keeping him going during the tough times.
So his first serious attempt is in 2022. He does incredibly well, clears prelims, clears mains. He gets right to the final hurdle.
The interview stage.
Yeah, but he falls short there, doesn't make the final list.
Oh, man, that must have been crushing. To get so close after all that work.
You'd think it would test anyone's resolve, but he didn't give up.
That resilience again. He picks himself up and goes for it again.
Exactly. He tries again in 2023. And this time, success. All India rank 350 secures his place in the IPS.
Rank 350 out of hundreds of thousands. That's phenomenal. It's validation for years of grinding, sacrifice, and belief.
And when the news broke around April 27th, 2025, it wasn't just a personal victory for him, was it?
No, it really resonated. It became this huge story of hope, especially for people from similar backgrounds, showing that where you start doesn't have to define where you end up.
It really captured the public imagination, that idea that barriers can be overcome.
So if we step back and look at the whole journey, what are the main things that jump out? The key lessons, maybe?
Well, first, that initial humiliation. It's striking how something so negative became such a powerful driving force for him, adversity as a catalyst.
Right. He didn't just internalize the shame, he transformed it into motivation. How you react to setbacks is crucial.
Definitely. Second, that support system. His grandmother, his uncle. It hammers home how vital having people in your corner is, especially for long, tough journeys.
Unwavering belief and practical help. It's often the unseen foundation of success.
Third, the 2022 attempt, falling short but not quitting. It shows that failure isn't always final, you know. It can be a chance to learn, regroup, and come back stronger.
Absolutely. Resilience in the face of disappointment. That's a huge one. We often only see the final success, not the near misses.
And lastly, just the sheer fact that he came from Ullapalem, from that background, and reached the IPS. It smashes the idea that your origins have to limit your dreams.
Yeah, it's a powerful message against geographic or socioeconomic determinism. Talent and ambition can bloom anywhere.
We even saw mentions of the social media buzz around his story, right? Like that X post from April 2024 connecting the resignation directly to the UPSC win.
Yeah, it clearly struck a chord. People love stories of overcoming odds, of turning lemons into lemonade, so to speak.
But there's an important nuance, too, which the information touches on. His path isn't necessarily a template for everyone.
Exactly. The UPSC is incredibly hard. His circumstances, his specific strengths, his support system, they were unique to him. It's inspiring, but not a one-size-fits-all blueprint.
Right. But the broader message holds true, doesn't it? Aiming high, pushing beyond your comfort zone, not letting your current situation define your future.
Precisely. It's about challenging limitations, whether they're external or self-imposed, and striving for something more.
Now, just quickly on the facts. The accounts we've seen seem to corroborate the key details: the AR 350 rank, the journey from Constable to IPS, the Ullapalem background. Multiple reports around late April 2025 confirm this.
Yeah, the core narrative seems solid and widely reported.
And that detail about the resignation after the 2013 humiliation also appears confirmed through social media posts back then, which adds weight to that being the real turning point.
Right, it provides a specific anchor for that crucial shift in his trajectory.
The timeline fits too. Joining the police in 13, first attempt 22, success in 23, Ullapalem, Prakasam district, Ramanama, the vegetable seller. These details check out.
It grounds the story in reality. It's not just folklore, it's a documented achievement.
There was that small confusion about rank 780 versus 350 mentioned in some early
Ah,
reports.
yes. But it seems settled now that 350 was the accurate rank for his IPS selection. A minor point in the grand scheme of things.
Definitely. So what's next for him as an IPS officer?
Well, the immediate future involves rigorous training. He'll head to the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy in Hyderabad.
Okay. Learning the ropes of law enforcement, leadership, ethics. It sounds intense.
It is. It's designed to mold officers, equip them with the skills and mindset needed for the demanding career ahead. It's another significant challenge.
No doubt he'll face challenges throughout his career, but given everything he's already overcome,
You feel confident he has the resilience and adaptability to handle them? There's real potential for him to make a positive impact within the system.
it's interesting to think about his story right now in 2025. In a world so focused on instant results, viral fame, quick fixes.
Yeah, his journey is a real counter-narrative, isn't it? It speaks to the enduring value of hard work, patience, perseverance over the long haul.
It's a different kind of success story, grounded, earned.
And even placing it alongside current news, like, mentions of GST figures or IPL drama around early May 2025, it just highlights that amidst all the noise, these individual stories of human spirit and achievement still really matter. They cut through.
They offer a different kind of perspective, a reminder of what's possible with dedication.
So, wrapping this up, Udaya Krishna Reddy's journey. It's quite something. From that village constable to an IPS officer. If there's one core takeaway, it has to be that your starting point doesn't dictate your final destination.
Yeah, circumstances don't have to define your potential. It's a powerful idea.
It really is. It shows that barriers, however high they seem, can be overcome with enough grit, resilience, and importantly, that vital support.
It definitely leaves you thinking, doesn't it? About your own life, maybe perceived limitations you feel you have, those challenges that feel like brick walls. And it makes you wonder, what could you achieve with that same kind of focus and determination? How could you maybe, build your own orchard from whatever lemons life has given you?